Lodge Capital is it combines elements from Hex and also elements from Tomb, and then also it has GameFi elements, and it's all tied in together. So there are three main elements here: the Beehive, modeled after Hex; the Masonry, modeled after Tomb; and the Wildroom, which is a GameFi suite. And yeah, so there's a lot to unpack here.
This is just about 17 papers for this AMA. I have notebooks full of ideas that I've been working on forever.
I've
Anyway,
got 11. I've got 11 sheets of paper laid out in front of me.
I'm gonna drop enough during this AMA to show you that we're doing things differently, thinking outside the box, and disrupting the DeFi space while we're doing it.
Do you want to explain why you decided to theme your project after Freemasonry?
Oh, yeah, sure. Because Freemasonry holds a lot of principles that I believe apply well to DeFi. And I don't believe, I know that if these principles are upheld in DeFi, it can create a great protocol. Yeah, without local Freemason chapters, there'd be a lot less happiness around communities. They really do a lot of charity work, and that's what dues are paid for.
The community members that are in my community that brought me over to Lodge Capital were saying a lot of things like that you are doing things that no one else is doing, and you're full of interesting ideas that nobody else has thought of yet in terms of these protocols. So I understand now where they're coming from. The more I've researched this, there is a lot of unique integrations here and things used together in ways that I haven't seen before that seem like they could be a lot of fun.
This is something special. This is something different. The mechanics are completely new. We don't want other protocols to front run us.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna spill a lot of it.
They're gonna watch this.
Yeah, I don't care. We're gonna do it better than you.
Well, cool. I love new ideas, and good ideas get stolen, and everyone's gonna try their variation on it eventually. But
Yep.
It will be fun to watch from my perspective as like an analyst and reporter, journalist and spectator, and DeFi degen. I will love seeing how these roll out. Mystery boxes in Tomb Fork like protocols. So cool.
Tomb Forks have gotten stale. We need someone like the Lodge to come along and disrupt Tomb Forks with a whole new model.
Absolutely.
That's what we're doing.
And a lot of other influencers and community members tell me all the time that they wish there was another Tomb Fork or seigniorage protocol launching with people that are known in the community, just so we have more toys to play with, really.
Hey, come to discord.gg/Lodge Capital. That's what we have. We have everybody that you can think of.
Yeah, I recognize a lot of people in there, and for all of those who are watching that are new here, like, this is still DeFi, high risk stuff. Don't think this isn't without all of that. Who knows what's gonna happen? But it, like I said, it's like another fun game to play with, and you've got a very unique take on it that I have not heard of before, mixing the Hex like protocol with a seigniorage protocol and adding GameFi elements to it. Beehive is essentially it's like a separate protocol almost from this other stuff, but it's the core protocol of everything. Everything else is here to benefit the Beehive, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for those just joining, if you forgot already, the Beehive is the Hex-like aspect of this entire ecosystem. So your main pillar of this whole ecosystem is the Hex-like inspired protocol, the Beehive, and the dues tokens. Everything else is here to support it.
That's correct. And like I said, we will be launching various different projects once the lodge is complete and everything's running smoothly. And another feature of dues, if you're locked in the Beehive, you'll get airdrops of anything we make.
Lodge is the share token of the Masonry, which is the seigniorage protocol of this ecosystem. So you've got
Correct.
level, which is like the pegged token, and you have Lodge, which is the share token, also commonly referred to as the reward token of the seigniorage protocol. So some of the Lodge emissions get sent to the Beehive for dues stakers.
That's correct.
What network is Lodge Capital going to launch on?
We're launching on BSC. We're launching on BSC, Binance Smart Chain. We are very much multi-chain oriented. So this is just the starting point. This is a massive protocol. I expect the Beehive to be around for a long, long time. It's modeled after Hex. I expect it to be around for a very long time.
Yeah,
Tomb
so
Fork.
if I remember correctly, in the white paper it said staking up to 12 years in the Beehive.
Yeah. Yeah, up to 12 years.
That's a long time in DeFi. That's like 120 years in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of, you know, Hex is the same way, right?
Hex is the same way. If you want to make this, you know, we might not even cap it. We might not cap it.
Interesting.
If you want to make 1,000-year stake, go ahead. Why not?
So why have you decided to combine a protocol, you know, a Hex-like protocol with a seigniorage or tomb fork-like protocol, and what is the main benefit there that you see?
I believe I have the best. I believe our team has the best tomb model that anyone's ever seen, and it will do very well. I do see a lot of hesitancy to invest in tomb forks, even if it's Genesis based. So that's part of the reason why we're giving share token rewards to Beehive stakers. So they don't even have to buy it. They just kind of get it. They can either sell it or stick it in the Masonry and test out the tomb fork, and they might like it. I see this doing very well with the community that we have. We certainly have a tomb fork oriented community, the kind of community that could pull off a good tomb fork. And with our model and in our disruptive methods, I think Lodge is going to be worth a lot. I think Dues is going to be worth a lot, and I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think everyone's going to make money.
Yeah,
I've always said, because people have always asked me, Lodge, when are you going to make a project? And I've always said, you'll never see me make a project until I truly believe that the project I'm making is going to make everybody money. I refuse to make a project that makes that loses people money. So,
well,
that's
hopefully it goes well. Nobody knows if a project is going to
succeed or
not,
don't,
right? There's so many factors.
Not a promise. But it's just I believe, you know, I believe this one's gonna disrupt the game, and the psychology behind all of it is something I've never seen before.
A lot of people have been waiting for a good new tomb fork to play, and this is like you know, tomb fork on steroids and
mushrooms
and psychedelics.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, this is out there.
Yeah.
So cool. So the randomized epochs and lockup times, as well as the randomized wild curve boosted emission schedule, is also very cool. That
it's a disruptor. It's a tomb fork disruptor. That's what I'm doing.
It makes it a lot more fun and it's suspenseful.
The model, not only the fire attacks, but a couple other key aspects of this disruptive model that we have a really strong effect on keeping the peg up.
Well, that's good that you have that proof of concept, because this is new to me, and I'm glad to hear that you've seen it work out in the wild in the bear market with another project.
Tomb needs disruption. And that's what this, you know, I really don't want to use the word fork.
Right.
We're using a lot of, you know.
This is a tomb-like seigniorage protocol, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Tomb needs to be disrupted because it's way too inflationary. It's way too Ponzi. And it has no real utility. There's a lot of insider tricks to running a tomb fork that people have no idea about. And these are the kind of things you need to know to run a successful tomb fork.
What do you think is the main benefit of the seigniorage protocol, the Masonry, and the overall ecosystem here?
The utility. The utility of the Masonry is single stake APR. That's the greatest utility in the world. That's why people love tomb forks, because they got this token that's a single stake for a good APR. That's the, you know, the utility of the Masonry.
Yeah.
And the you know, the unlocking of wild cards for being in there, the level rewards.
Yeah.
And people love them. People love Masonries. I love them, and I think we designed a great one.
I also want to I just thought that just now that also it provides the reward token for the Beehive, which is your main pillar of this ecosystem, right? So you've actually built an entire custom-made seigniorage protocol to supply your hex-like Beehive, where you stake your dues, to earn the shared token Lodge from your seigniorage protocol, the Masonry. So you had this whole thing built just to fund those rewards, right? Like in a more sustainable way, because seigniorage protocols, like we said, they can sustain for a long time even without revenue sources, but you are going to have revenue sources coming through the GameFi stuff and the taxes and the NFTs, but still that whole seigniorage thing adds that whole level of gamification and value shifting and all this stuff to keep pumping out that lodge and supporting it, which will be going to the Beehive stakers.
Yeah, that's your passive income for the Beehive.
Right.
And
then your ultimate reward is the end of stake expiration.
Is the end, yeah, but every 12 hours you get your pass. That's your cash flow.
What do you think is the best strategy in the Wildroom for people, or anything? Like, what do you think would be the best thing for people to do here?
I would say max out all of your tasks and earn all the wild cards you can, which will your task and progress bars will be available in the Wildroom. You'll see a list of all the tasks you can complete to earn a wild card. If you're feeling lucky, buy some mystery boxes. See what you get. You might get something great.
Yeah.
Which you might get something that improves your earnings for the rest of your journey throughout the lodge. Keep up with the promotions and giveaways and contests. Watch the live streams. A record of all the AMAs will be there in video. Take part in the raffles if you'd like to. Yeah, just take advantage of everything in the Wildroom, because it's all there for you.
How are dues and the Beehive similar to the Hex protocol?
Well, it's similar in the way that Hex uses a very advanced backend, but the short explanation of how Hex makes money is most people exit early, and that pays the people that don't. I'm borrowing that concept. I'm looking, you know, I've been in crypto for a long time, and I'm I'm seeing the statistics for years. People can't hold coins. People can't hold. A great percentage of people are weak-handed. They're paper hand, but they're also egotistical and think that they're diamond-handed. So on Wednesday, they wake up diamond hand. Diamond hand Joe wakes up and says, I'm going to make a 6-month lock because I'm diamond hand Joe. And then Friday, he wakes up and Safe Moon's going to the moon again, up 50% in one day. He doesn't have any extra capital. Diamond Hand Joe exits early and loses 50% of his stake.
And that's right here. It says exiting your stake early / is 50% of your dues that are staked, and you forfeit all of your earned BUSD / dues staking rewards. So if you, that's the emergency withdrawal. You lose half your staked dues, and then you lose your staking rewards. That's not that you got to be desperate in that situation.
That is tougher than Hex. A simple, immutable lock or lose 50% protocol. It's quite simple. We researched all of the Hex. Hex didn't release their own documentation. A third party audited Hex, and the three of us on the team read the whole audit. There it is, right there.
I read it too.
You read that whole.
I read it too. Yeah.
Yeah. So they use advanced algorithms, and we use our own. And hopefully, I don't think a third party is going to have to audit us. We'll release it in due time.
Okay. And the main conclusion of this audit of Hex's tokenomics is that they verified that longer stakes paid better than short recompounding stakes. So even if you had like one stake that's 10 years, that would pay out better than two stakes that would be 5 years, and then you roll that into another 5 years for a total of 10 years. That the one 10-year stake would actually pay better than those two 5-year stakes compounded back to back into each other.
Yeah, it's the same way. It's the same way in the Beehive.
Okay. So yeah,
except the Lodge allows different methods of extracting some of your rewards early. Actually, some of the mystery boxes and some of the wild cards allow you to, for example, one free pass to withdraw 10% of your already earned rewards, pending rewards for your end of stake.
So say you staked it for a year. Do you know off the top of your head what those rewards would be, or do you have any examples?
No, it's based on how paper hand people are.
Oh, that's
for that year. And it's based on how paper hand people are for that year. And how many dues you stake.
Got it. So if so whenever people emergency withdraw from the Beehive, they lose 50% of their dues that they staked. They lose all of their end of stake expiration rewards. And that all goes to rewarding the diamond handers who finish out their stakes.
All gets split by weight.
And in the meantime, you add a little extra icing on the cake by giving Lodge every 12 hours, supported by a very intricate custom seigniorage protocol with some new stuff we've never seen before. So
that's correct.
Interesting, dude. You guys are you're doing too much, man. You're doing too much. Oh man. Do you think somebody could make money? Do you think I could make money if I just bought and hold if I just bought and held dues, I didn't
Oh my
stake
god.
it, and I just speculated on it and then sold it when it peaks or something, if it does.
Oh, I gotta keep a diamond mouth here, kind of. But let's just put it this way. There's only going to be 2,000 in circulation. And the first pre-sale's coming up days after this airs. And it's only $60 per dues. So you do your investor, you do the investment math in your head about market cap and circulating supply and cost, and
Yeah. So if
determine for yourself if you think dues might be worth a lot of money.
what is the buy and sell tax on dues?
6%.
6%. Okay. The dues token has a 6% buy tax, and does it have a sell? You said it has a sell tax too.
Yep, 6%.
Okay, so a 6% buy tax, 6% sell tax, and that is split evenly between the auto LP injections and then the BUSD portion that goes to the end of stake expiration rewards that people get for diamond handing for their stake term, right?
Yeah, 3% and 3%, 50-50.
All right, good to know. Good. I'm glad we talked about that. So all right, so your strategy, in your ideal strategy, you would buy presale number 1 dues at the cheapest price, and then you would immediately go and put it in the Beehive and stake it for 3 months, and at every 12 hours you're getting that lodge. You would take that and you would stick that in the boardroom of the Masonry, single stake it to earn
Or sell it.
or sell it, and then you would earn level there. Then you take the level, you sell that to get more lodge to put back into the boardroom again.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I would play the Masonry because the Tomb Fork's going to do well. Level's going to stay well above peg, in my opinion. So I wouldn't sell the lodge earned from the Beehive. I would put it in the Masonry, but it's your prerogative.
Yeah. Well, good to know. I see the merit of that strategy, and I understand why you would do that. So hopefully everything plays out well where that scenario could potentially be profitable. And I mean, from what we've talked about, it sounds like it should be if everything goes smoothly, right?
If even half the market has paper hands, you can make money.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
so
true. Yeah. Very, very Hex-like there. Very Richard Hart-like. I need to get you a fake Gucci teddy bear or bag or Louis Vuitton. We'll gear you up, send you out on the streets, and record you doing it. Put you on Twitter. No, just kidding. Just kidding, Lodge. All right. So
I could go full Illuminati.
I've assumed you already are, right? Like at this point, I'm like, yeah, this dude's total Illuminati. Like I'm gonna get murdered probably after this. But by the way, YaBonks didn't kill himself. Everybody, for the record, okay. All right, get a little dark there. So there are only 3,333 dues tokens, and you said how much are they starting out?
$60.
$60. Okay. And most people would probably be locking these up for a while. And interesting.
Yeah. How many are going to be, how many are going to be locked in the Beehive out of circulation? So how many are really going to be on the market? Price, just flipping the token is, in my opinion, a absolute possibility for this protocol.
Yeah. I would be tempted to hold it for personally, not financial advice, so yada yada yada. But I would be tempted to buy some and just like hold it maybe for a couple of weeks and just see what happens before I stake it. And if it pops off, that would be interesting. Like we were saying earlier, Hex went up like 10,000% or like 10,000x. I don't remember exactly how much, but that
Yeah.
was crazy. So if
Yeah, and that was the same model. That was the same model based off of people exiting early.
now, would you have the same marketing antics as Richard Hart? Would you
No,
deck
no,
yourself out in Gucci purses?
you'll never see me be anything but myself. If you have an active do stake in the Beehive for longer than 30 days, so let's say you stake one dues for 30 days, you'll earn some of your end of term Beehive rewards by LPing in the farmland.
Right.
So you'll earn 3 tokens. You'll earn Lodge in the farmland, you'll earn dues, and you'll earn BUSD. But the BUSD and the dues are coming from what you already earned in the Beehive. You'll
Got
just
it.
get a drip. You'll get a drip of it.
The farmlands here in the white paper refers to the LP farming, the liquidity pair farming of the Masonry, and generally, and also dues is in there as well. So it's kind of a hybrid. But normally in Seigniorage protocols and tomb forks, your peg token and whatever it's paired with gets staked there to earn the share token emissions, which would be Lodge. Lodge is the share token of the Masonry, which is the seigniorage protocol of this ecosystem. So you've got
Correct.
level, which is like the pegged token, and you have Lodge, which is the share token, also commonly referred to as the reward token of the seigniorage protocol. So some of the Lodge emissions get sent to the Beehive for dues stakers.
That's correct.
Do you have any other uh external revenue sources, or will this be like a pure degen play?
No, I wouldn't say it's a degen play because we do have external revenue sources planned. The taxes alone will provide value to the treasury. We will have a cut of the gaming revenue. We'll have NFT sales for mystery boxes. You can buy there's unlimited supply of mystery boxes. You can just always buy them. So we also have revenue streams that I don't wish to discuss right now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I hate to say that because I wish, I need to come back on and talk to you closer to launch, and
Yeah.
I'll spill the beans of how we do plan to make a good portion of our money. But the taxes, the NFT sales for actual utility, like none of all the tomb forks, they sell these NFTs, they make promises for future gains of some sort. No, we're selling NFTs. Mystery box will give you things like 10% off all taxes for life if you hold that NFT. That's a great utility. Or 100% off taxes for a month if you hold that NFT. Great utility. Things like that.
Cool. Yeah, that's interesting, and I like that concept of mystery boxes that give you utility bonuses within the protocol itself. That's a
Right.
fun way to gamify things. What about
To complete.
what about these mystery box NFTs? How do you get these? Which are the rewards are much higher than the wildcard
Yeah.
NFTs we were talking about.
Yeah, you can just buy them
Okay.
at any time in the Wildroom.
I see. So that's gonna be another revenue stream for you guys.
Yeah.
Is you're gonna mint these utility NFTs to give people certain gamified advantages throughout
Yes.
all of the pillars of this ecosystem.
Yep.
Like this, one early Beehive exit with no penalty. That, like, get out of jail free card kind of thing. Like if you're panicking and you
Yeah.
need liquidity, but you're locked up in the Beehive for 10 years, you get one of these mystery box NFTs that has this reward. You can get out without losing half your stake and all your rewards.
That's right.
If you needed to bail.
Right.
So that's super valuable, and I could see somebody like if I got this one, I would post it on OpenSea or Tofu
Yeah.
NFT or whatever for like
Yeah.
$5,000 and just wait for a whale who needs to bail at some
Yep.
point.
Yep.
There's something you've done in the Masonry seigniorage protocol that I like. So the lockup and the epoch time. So it says here that the epoch length is 3 to 9 hours. So that's different, man. And it says random. Do you want to explain that to the audience who might not understand what that means?
Yeah, we're using Chainlink's random generator to make every epoch is going to be random between 3 and 9 hours. So 3 hour, 4 hour, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. You don't even know exactly when you can withdraw your level. So not even the staff knows.
Because you're using the Oracle randomizer.
Right.
And I would like to see more seigniorage protocols going forward implementing this to prevent that kind of manipulation from both the project and team as well as from the community members and whales.
Right. We will not be able to be drained by scripts. You can't do that with this system.
Yeah, that's cool. So
yeah, which brings us to the wild expansion.
Yeah. So okay, we've got randomized epoch times and randomized lockup times for lodge and level. What is wild expansion, Lodge?
Wild expansion. It's the wild curve. The curve of a tomb fork is the amount of emissions that it gives out during the lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
The typical curve, nice and nice and smooth. It actually lowers over time. What we have done is also use Chainlink randomizer. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a normal curve, basically taking the average curve from grape, for example.
Okay.
And the wild expansion is every now and then the Chainlink randomizer is going to make it spike up. It's going to make the emissions spike up anywhere from 5 to 20x, from anywhere from 1 to 5 epochs or so, which not even the devs are going to know when this is going to happen. So if you're in the board, if you're in the Masonry, when one of these wild emissions happen, it may last for, let's say it happens when 2 epochs in a row are 9 hours, and the wild expansion lasts for 2 epochs, you're going to get, a 20x in your level emissions all of a sudden. But you got to be in the Masonry all the time to experience these. So it's just a way to incentivize to stay in the Masonry, because you won't catch the awesome boosts if you're not. So the emissions curve applies to farming rewards too.
Oh, okay.
So if you're LPing, your APR is going to boost like crazy.
So wait. Then, what if you're in the LP farm, but you don't have anything in the boardroom of the Masonry, aka you don't have any lodge
in
the actual Masonry staked?
Then you still get wild emissions
Cool.
All the APR boosts across the protocol
That's awesome. All right.
when that happens,
Yeah.
because it's chain link, random. Not even the devs are gonna know when the wild boosts are coming.
Would the wild curve, would the wild emissions boost that randomly happens also apply to dues stakers in the Beehive and their 12-hour lodge emissions?
Yes,
Nice. Nice.
yes. All lodge and level emissions will be boosted,
Okay. Nice, dude. All
and then
right.
go straight back down to normal when the wild curve is the random duration of the wild curve is over. So these will be spread out and rare,
Yeah.
but they'll
Yeah.
happen. Like once a week, there'll be a wild curve. You know,
Yeah. Write
but
some.
more
Write some.
skewed towards 5x and not 20.
So we covered the randomization of the epochs and the emissions, the wild emissions curve of the masonry. Now, another aspect, a unique thing you're doing here is the fire tax. Now, would you explain what the fire tax is for the masonry, which is the seigniorage protocol of your ecosystem?
Yeah, this is one of the best ways to keep the peg, and this has been tested thoroughly. What the fire tax does is it increases the tax, the buy and sell tax of lodge and level as the TWAP goes down further. 50% of the buy and sell tax is automatically converted into protocol owned liquidity, which is auto LP, which adds liquidity to the protocol. I mean, to the lodge token. And 50% of the level buy and sell tax is converted into liquidity automatically. The other 50% of level tax is burned, which is obviously deflation. And the other 50% of the lodge tax is swapped into level and then burned.
Interesting.
Which puts all the burn pressure on level.
50% of those taxes gets turned into protocol owned liquidity. The other 50% of either goes into burning level. And so level becomes very deflationary. Does level become deflationary in a model like this?
If things go perfectly, it could become deflationary. If enough people play the games, if enough people buy the mystery boxes, all that level gets burned.
I also want to point out you've got Automagic NFTs. This is kind of new to the white paper, which if you spend $33 in level, you can get one of these Automagic NFTs for the masonry and the farmlands, which compounds automatically. What's the main benefit of these?
The main benefit is that there cannot be an external auto compounder because of our taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be whitelisted to auto compound. So our auto compounders are going to be the only ones that exist. So if you want to auto compound, you burn $33 worth of level. And then you get to use the auto compounder for life.
Nice. And you don't have to pay the tax to make the LP and do all that.
No.
Okay. Good to know. So if anybody is looking to auto compound into the LP farm and the farmlands or into the masonry for $33 in level, you can get whitelisted for tax-free auto compounding for life.
And I will add that manual LP creation, if you do it on the site, is tax-free as well. It's
okay.
Whitelisted, yeah.
Okay, so
but if you were to go try to do it directly on PancakeSwap, you'll run into sales tax as half the tokens sold to create the LP. So it needs to be a whitelist. That's why none of these sites can create auto compounders and bleed the lodge dry. That's what auto compounders do. They bleed a protocol dry, a one-click perfect strategy for somebody that never even joined the Discord and is not even part of the community and just throws a bunch of money down. They bleed protocols. I've seen it so many times. So the only one that exists is ours. And yep.
And how is the team compensated by the protocol?
Protocol token allocation. Right now, since there's no protocol launched, it's cash, paying our developers in cash, our freelancers and consultants in cash.
Okay, so right now,
going forward,
yeah,
there will always be cash payments to certain developers who do not accept protocol tokens, but the core developers, our payment will be in Lodge.
Okay. And it says here that the team allocation is 6,666 Lodge, vested linearly over 300 days.
That's right.
Okay. So like every, I don't know. So it's 300 days, like 10 months approximately. That means you guys would be getting like 666 Lodge every month or something. My math's correct. 6666 divided by 10. Yeah, 666.6 Lodge every month to the team. How many members are on the team again that would qualify for this?
There's only 3 right now who will be getting Lodge, but by launch there'll be probably 5 or 6.
Okay, good to know. So right now it's 222 Lodge approximately per month per member, and then closer to launch you guys will have more, where it'll be closer to like 111 Lodge per member, vested linearly over 300 days, and every month you guys would be able to sell that portion of the Lodge that you get each month to take profits, to pay your bills, you know, feed your families, pay your mortgage, all that kind of stuff.
That's correct.
So you will have team tokens in the form of the share token Lodge, and you said you plan on, when it comes time, when you see opportunities to take profit, that you will take profit responsibly so as not to negatively affect the protocol, and then that's your strategy basically, right?
Part of the strategy, yeah.
Not just like dump your whole share bag on Lodge, like I've seen in other seigniorage protocols where they just the team just dumps their whole bag and
No, the more share token held by the treasury, the more stable the price of the share token is. There will be a lot of the design of the Lodge focuses directly on feeding right back into the protocol. A lot of it. None of the sales taxes go to the treasury. It all goes into the protocol, which still helps the treasury because the treasury gets protocol token allocation. So, you know, we're not in this for profit. You know, obviously we'll be compensated for our time and our effort, and we have to pay our designers and our devs and our promoters and things like that. But, you know, I think the reason a lot of people are into this and talking about this is because I've been around on YouTube for a long time, and people know that if I'm making a protocol, I'm definitely doing it for your benefit. Like, I just want to reinvest everything right back into the community. Okay. And hopefully the community is receptive and acts like a really good community and doesn't dump it all. I think the team's going to put their drip of allocation straight into the protocol, into the Masonry.
Okay.
And just take their level and sell their level as profit, and maybe
That's funny that you said that, because the level is the peg token, and most protocols say never sell the peg token.
well, we have such great mechanisms in place that you can feel free, as long as we're pegged, feel free to sell that peg token.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, some seigniorage protocols do take profit that way. When the peg token is up a certain percent over peg, they sell into that to bring it back down closer to peg, and that's how they take their profits. So
A
okay,
seigniorage protocol is actually not supposed to always be over peg.
no, it's not.
It's not natural for it, and it's not how it's designed to work.
Right.
I'd like to see, like an 80% uptime's a good ratio. But a natural seigniorage protocol working how it would in the real world is more like 50-50. Sometimes we're in expansion phases, and sometimes we're not.
Yeah, and
you need those non-expansionary phases to help stabilize the protocol. And people can buy bonds and make a profit off that. The treasury will buy a lot of bonds.
what do you think is the best strategy for people to use in the Masonry?
Just stake your lodge in there and keep it in there. Keep adding to it. Keep compounding. Sell your level for lodge and put it in the Masonry. Single stake APR is one of the best things in DeFi. And plus the lodge token, as long as we stay above peg, will keep on going up. So you'll earn basically digital dollars in level worth 33 cents a piece in the Masonry, and your lodge, keep on selling that level. My strategy in Tomb was I would keep all my T-share in the Masonry. I didn't even bother with LPing. I kept all my T-share single staked in the Masonry. I would let my Tomb rewards build up until I see T-share take a big dip. Then I would sell all my Tomb for T-share while it's on a dip and add that T-share to the Masonry and just repeat. And over time, that was the best strategy.
Interesting. And I think it's funny how very upfront and confident you are telling people sell the peg token, sell level, and the fire tax explains it, because if they do sell it even under peg, it benefits the overall health of the tokenomics. So long as there's not like a complete black swan bank run type scenario where total confidence is lost, everybody just leaves and goes away. But like if in a healthy situation where this thing's chugging along, if people are regularly selling level, it's going towards deepening the liquidity that's protocol owned, and then also deflating the supply.
Yeah, level won't be depegged. Yeah, it's too hard.
Interesting. Okay, so your best strategy for you would be to single stake lodge in the boardroom of the Masonry, and then take the level and sell it for profit.
Yeah, sell the level for more lodge.
And just keep rolling it in.
Yeah, keep rolling it back into the Masonry.
Now, I actually
wait for a lodge dip.
Wait for a lodge dip.
Keep collecting your level in the Masonry, and then wait for a nice lodge dip, because it'll happen. Share dips are nice.
Yeah.
And once you see that dip, swap all your level over to lodge and add it to the Masonry, and you'll see that lodge. You'll see a V-shaped recovery on lodge, because level will be over peg. So there's no reason for the share token to not keep going up. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor.
Well, yeah, because if they are selling lodge with the fire tax, half of that tax is going and getting swapped for more level. It's buying level and then burning level.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that means if Lodge is going down, level's going up.
Yeah. It's a brilliant system.
And then you sell the level when it's up to buy Lodge when it's down.
So you can always sell your level. We will always encourage you to sell your level.
Dude, what? I get it. I got it now. I finally get it. I get it now. How your system does it. I get it now. Okay. You really maximized. So it seems like you had great success in Tomb with that strategy, and you found a way to amplify it with the tax structure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think is the best strategy in the Wildroom for people, or anything? Like, what do you think would be the best thing for people to do here?
I would say max out all of your tasks and earn all the wild cards you can, which will your task and progress bars will be available in the Wildroom. You'll see a list of all the tasks you can complete to earn a wild card. If you're feeling lucky, buy some mystery boxes. See what you get. You might get something great.
Yeah.
Which you might get something that improves your earnings for the rest of your journey throughout the lodge. Keep up with the promotions and giveaways and contests. Watch the live streams. A record of all the AMAs will be there in video. Take part in the raffles if you'd like to. Yeah, just take advantage of everything in the Wildroom, because it's all there for you.
So if I got this correct, use the Wildroom to augment your potential benefits and experience in the rest of the protocol. Use the Wildroom to track your quests and achievements to gain wildcard NFT airdrops. So like a role-playing game, you can come here, check how much further you have to get that next wild card, and you're like, oh,
very much like a game.
Yeah. Okay, so you could go through your quest list and be like, oh, if I just do this, I'll be at the point I need to get to get that wild card.
And all we're asking you to do, all the tasks ask you to do is Diamond Hand. So you're getting rewarded for doing something that's going to reward you.
Will they have to claim manually in the Wildroom those wildcard NFTs?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a real big one. So if you guys are staked all up in this thing, in the Beehive, in the Farmlands, in the boardroom, in the Masonry, and you just set it and forget it, don't forget that in the Wildroom, you might have a bunch of wildcard NFTs just waiting for you there. Literally could be money just sitting on the table that you might never go and get. So check the Wildroom often.
Right.
Cool. All right, got it. That's good to know.
It's good to know.
And then also go in there for entertainment and games of chance.
And a first-person shooter.
If you're going to try your luck on the battlefield for some level tokens, right?
Yep.
All right. Are you going to make people pay for these, like the first-person shooter, the contests, the NFT mints, all that stuff? Will they pay for it in level or dues or just straight BUSD?
Everything in the Wildroom. The only currency in the Wildroom is level.
Got it. Do you think adding the Wildroom, which is your planned GameFi suite of applications, is too much to take on while trying to build the Beehive and the Masonry?
No, I think it's essential, actually. I think the Wildroom is absolutely essential. I think we've watched countless Tomb Forks have like a gaming section. And what have we seen so far? Betting on the price action of something. Raffles. We've seen raffles. we haven't seen much. We've seen these little rinky-dink games that nobody ends up playing. Here's the Wildroom. What we got here is, it says level only, because the only form of currency that can be used in the Wildroom is the peg token level. In here, in the Wildroom is where we'll host the giveaways and contests, and mystery boxes and wild cards will be given away during these sorts of well, not mystery boxes will be given away. Wild cards are another thing we'll go over. Mm-hmm. And then games will happen in the Wildroom. I have media over here. NFT mints will be in the Wildroom. Your dashboard for goals, certain goals, like if you reach a certain goal, you'll get wild cards. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Games of chance. And actually, player versus player, first person shooter is going to be the main thing in the Wildroom. And there'll be different game styles like death matches and squad duels. You could have teams of 2. Let's say there's 10 people, teams of 2, so there's 5 teams. The last team standing wins the whole pot. It costs a certain, X amount of level to enter the game. So that's the Wildroom. The first person shooter, I'd say, could be done by launch.
Wow.
It could be done by launch, but it might not be. It might still be in development by the time we launch. We wouldn't want to hold up launch. The Beehive's ready. The Masonry's ready. Everything else is ready. We're not going to hold up launch because the shooter's not ready. So
now, with that first-person shooter, is there any kind of integration with the ecosystem? Does it benefit the ecosystem in any way?
Yeah, because it costs money to play around. Okay. Yeah, and the treasury keeps 10% of all rewards. So let's say it's a game of elimination or death match, and every man for themselves, and it's $20 for each person to enter the game. Last person standing gets 90% of the pot. Treasury gets 10.
Okay, I get it now. So it's a pay-to-play competitive first-person shooter. Winner takes 90%, project takes 10%, and the cycle continues. The project benefits, and the players get to kill each other for a chance to win the jackpot, basically.
That's right. And the players will have a lot of fun killing each other and talking shit doing it.
For sure. Does this game, will it require them to download an executable or something onto their computer?
No, it's completely web-based.
Any other ways holders of the dues token can benefit from staking in the Beehive?
It'll earn more lodge. And if you stake, we're going to have incentives. And the Wildroom will break down the different incentives, basically like goals, like a video game. Like, for example, stake 30 days, LP level BUSD for 30 days in the farmland, and you will earn 1 wild card. And a wild card is something that you can earn for completing different tasks. So you can do it again with the Lodge BUSD LP. 30 days there, another wild card. And a wild card unlocks an NFT much like the mystery boxes. And the prizes are quite the same, except admittedly, wild card prizes are not as great as mystery box prizes, because you could get 100% off your taxes for life from the mystery box.
Yeah.
You won't get that in the wild card. But
Okay.
you will get 10% off your taxes for a week. You will get, you know, 50% off your taxes for a month, things like that.
Now, how would
But
a dues staker in the Beehive get one of these wildcard NFTs? Would it just be random, or how did you say they would get one of those?
after 30 days in the LP, a little indicator will pop up that said you earned a wild card, and you click on that. It takes you to the Wildroom where you claim it.
Interesting. Okay, so if somebody is staking LP, a liquidity pair in the farmlands and providing liquidity to the protocol, then and if they have dues staked for over 30 days in the Beehive as well, then they will get little goals that will pop up on the dashboard in the farmlands that will say in X amount of days or hours you will earn a wildcard NFT. And then they open that wildcard NFT, and it's similar to the mystery box NFTs, but the rewards are less.
Yeah, it could be $100, or it could be 500 level. It could be 3 lodge. It could be a mystery box. Who knows?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting gamification strategy.
We have hundreds of variations of mystery boxes and wild cards.
I like the idea of having the little bar or indicator on the farmland.
Yeah, your progression.
Yeah, your progression progress bar. It reminds me of like a video game, like quest. You're this much. Quest completed. You're 80% there or something.
No, and it's not just in the LP, the Masonry. If you keep lodge in the Masonry for 30 days, boom, you earn 3 wild cards. Every 30 days, you get 3 wild cards in the just for staying in the Masonry. And
wait, just for like which token do they stake in the Masonry?
Just for keeping the lodge. You can take your level all you want, but as long as you don't take any of your lodge out of the Masonry, every 30 days, 3 wild cards.
So the Masonry will have like a. So the Masonry will have like a boardroom, right? Like where the lodge gets staked and it emits level when it's above TWAP of 1.01 or whatever, when it's above peg.
Right.
So that's how it's going to work that way. Like you stake your lodge in the boardroom of the Masonry, and if you're staked there for more than 30 days, you're eligible to win 3 wildcard NFTs.
You're not eligible for 3 wildcard. You get them. Yeah.
You
do get them. That's one of the progress bars that you'll see in the Wildroom.
Nice.
It'll see that you're in the Masonry, and it'll say, hey, you've been in here for 7 days. Just 24 more days, and you're there. You get 3, and you can unlock your 3 wild cards. In the Beehive, if you have a 3-month stake, after 15 days, you get a wild card.
Okay.
If you 3-month stake every 15 days, a wild card. Things like that. Wild cards are for completing different tasks by participating in the protocol for X amount of time. You unlock these wild cards, which give you these little benefits in the protocol.
I like that concept of mystery boxes that give you utility bonuses within the protocol itself. That's a fun way to gamify things.
Right, and sometimes it'll just be some level. Maybe you'll get $100 worth of level. Maybe you'll get $100 worth of lodge. Maybe you'll get an NFT that has an LP behind it. So holding that NFT gives you lodge token emissions. So, it's a lot of different things that you can get out of the mystery box.
Interesting. Yeah, that's I like that. Has a little bit of that game of chance aspect to it, and that sounds
Absolutely.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Now,
absolutely a game of chance. People will, I I'll probably buy a bunch of mystery box NFTs because you get lucky, you get a good one, you know?
yeah. Now,
50% off taxes for life. That's a great NFT to have,
oh, yeah. If you plan on, sticking around in this project, and you've got 50% off taxes compared to everybody else that's kind of playing around in here, you'd have a major advantage.
Major. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And then if you're not too into it and you want to get out of the project, there might
Sell
be
it to somebody.
yeah, I'm sure the top 5 biggest whales in the project would probably want to scoop that off of you. You
Yeah.
know? Interesting. A lot to think about there. Um I can already see other projects they're gonna roll that out now in like in weeks.
Since we're so early in development, I'm specifically not saying a whole lot of our ideas. A lot of it's not in the documentation. I don't want other projects to roll these things out before we do.
How much how much are you planning to mint these for?
I think I don't know, $33 maybe.
What?
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Well, they're not all going to be great prizes.
Okay.
They're all going to be something, but it might just be $33. You might pay $33 for a mystery box and win 50.
So this
You
is
might
like
pay.
this is like a extreme example then.
Right. We would not make any profit, because so some mystery boxes you're going to pay $33 for, and it's going to give you $10.
Yeah. Right.
So
And
it's
the game of chance that you play.
the game of chance. It's a mystery
Yeah.
box. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And cool. So check out these examples on here. They got all sorts of ideas and more coming. I see in the Discord every day for different
Yeah.
utility NFTs that add fun ways to change the game up a bit.
Yeah, we have open question to the community, and what kind of perks or advantages would you like to see in the mystery boxes? Yeah, there's a lot. We're just not putting in the white paper yet. We don't want other protocols to front run us.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna spill a
watch,
lot of it.
They're gonna watch this.
Yeah, I don't care. We're gonna do it better than you.
Well, cool. I love new ideas, and good ideas get stolen, and everyone's gonna try their variation on it eventually. But
Yep.
it will be fun to watch from my perspective as like an analyst and reporter, journalist and spectator, and
Right.
DeFi degen. I will love seeing how these roll out. Mystery boxes in Tomb Fork like protocols. So cool. So, and I also like that achievement unlocked bar, like your progress bar, where it's like you get rewarded for diamond hands. You get to see like every day you get closer to that achievement unlocked. You make progress just by doing nothing, essentially just by diamond handing, which is what I do best. I'm terrible at taking profit, so I just like hold on until everything goes to 0, essentially. So if I could get rewarded for being that way, I kind of go towards projects like that because it's better for my style. You know what I mean?
Right. The lodge is designed to reward those who stay in and participate.
Yeah. Yeah. So cool, man. That's very interesting. Now, so how does a Beehive and dues specifically benefit the entire ecosystem? How does it benefit the other, like the Masonry and the Wildroom? What's the main benefit for the Beehive and dues compared to everything else?
It's basically it's basically a separate protocol. If the Wildroom is shit, if the Masonry is shit, The Beehive can still flourish. Um, we do we do have a plan for when emissions end for the Masonry to tie it all together.
Interesting. You
But
you
to
interested
answer
in
the
sharing some alpha, as they say?
well, let's just say the gamification will continue when the emissions stop, and one more token will be introduced with some great utility.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. That's 300 days away, so more more than 300 days away. So we'll have a lot of time to talk about what's going to happen
That's
when
like
emissions end.
That's like a decade in crypto time.
Yes, it is.
All right. So yeah, that's interesting. So the Beehive is essentially it's like a separate protocol almost from this other stuff, but it's the core protocol of everything. Everything else is here to benefit the Beehive, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for
I'd say
those just joining, if you forgot already, the Beehive is the hex like aspect of this entire ecosystem. So your main pillar of this whole ecosystem is the hex like inspired protocol, the Beehive and the dues tokens. Everything else is here to support it. Is that right?
that's correct. And like I said, we will be launching various different projects once the lodge is complete and everything's running smoothly. And another feature of dues, if you're locked in the Beehive, you'll get airdrops of anything we make.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Interesting. So if you're staked in dues for the next 12 years, if you go that max stake that you're talking about, and you said you might,
then you're going to get all the airdrops of everything we make.
So if you make 20 different projects in that time, you'd get airdropped each one. Why have you decided to add the automatic liquidity manager to your tokens?
Because I don't want, there's a lot of reasons. We want level to stay level, of course. So if it starts to drop, we want to start pumping it. Mm-hmm. There are tricks to helping prices stay where you want them to be, mm-hmm, that I won't disclose. that the liquidity manager does well. It works in tandem with arbitrage bots as well. It helps the treasury because we will be if the price is going up too fast, we will be making sales. Mm-hmm. So that helps the treasury. It also helps on the way up or the way down for anybody who's providing liquidity, because we don't want the price to change too fast on people and create impermanent loss. So that's my main ambition for the liquidity manager, besides price stability for level. Now, the reason I'm going to apply it to the rest of the tokens is because anything anyone's LPing for, I don't want there to be huge impermanent loss for them in any direction. Okay. And that's something that is an art as well, and the liquidity manager is getting some very educated designers behind it.
Okay. And now I've got a question about the Beehive, the hex-like aspect of your protocol with the dues token. If you have this automatic liquidity manager that will keep the price of dues relatively stable, does that remove some of the potential upside to participants in the project, because hex went up like 10,000% or 10,000x or something like that? Would that remove that potential upside to the dues token?
No, we only cap the upside on level.
Okay.
We slow the ascent, so it's not so the impermanent loss to growth ratio still allows the LP, the liquidity provider, to be in profit. So no, the tokens still go up. You know, you can still LP for a token that's going up quite well, and with the APR, you're still making money.
Okay. And
so we're not limiting the upside. We're not limiting the upside to dues or lodge. That would be counterintuitive for everybody.
But you are going to throttle the potential increase in the price. Okay, and so the treasury will be taking profit along the way, essentially, if it keeps going up. Okay.
Yes, yes, yeah. and then if it goes down, reapplying that profit to buy back. Okay. If it starts to dip, we don't want it to dip too fast or at all. We would like to restore the price and bring it back up.
Okay, now with liquidity management systems from other protocols that we've seen, and we've seen a few different flavors of price managers and liquidity managers. The main issue people have is insight into the health of the reserves and the amount of backing that the liquidity system has, because all of a sudden, very abruptly, we've seen these liquidity management systems just run out of juice and the protocol tanks and it's over. Will you be providing some kind of accessible dashboard element or something like that, even in the Discord server, like on a bot or on the website, that says, liquidity, your automatic liquidity manager is backed for this token with X amount of dollars, so we know how much is actually in the liquidity system?
Yeah, we'll absolutely have we'll be transparent with every dollar of every contract, and we don't expect the average retail investor to read contracts or know how to read the blockchain. So we will display it in a way in the DApp.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
I think that's a good idea to show it there.
Analytics.
Most people won't even know what's going on until it's too late. If anything were to happen, but I think having that insight, everybody can kind of be more comfortable, and it's not like a
that's another
shady thing or anything like that. Like we've seen with
that's
other
another
projects.
It's another part of the lodge that we're working on, is the analytics page, which I think will aid. I think will be bullish to a lot of people when they look at the data, because after a couple of months, they're going to look at the Beehive data and they're going to see 70% of people exited early. Maybe I should stake in the Beehive, because all that money goes to the people who don't exit early. So
yeah. And are you, speaking of that, so good to know about the liquidity system. You're going to try to prevent it from moving up or down too fast to prevent impermanent loss. And then you're going to try to prevent the prices from just going down too much. So you will have downward limits, but you won't have upward limits. You will throttle it, take profits along the way for the protocol to use later for support. But you'll let dues and lodge go to the 2200x like we've seen in Tomb back in the day, right? And these other ones, or whatever the numbers were. I'm making it up, but it was something absurd.
Just in a slightly more controlled manner.
Okay. So,
and we just want to make sure that people providing liquidity don't get wrecked when it moons. So that's going to be a combination of treasury selling, arbitrage bot selling, and raising the APR when the token's spiking, which will happen automatically.
Interesting. Okay. Will that be a very manual process, or do you
No.
have an algorithm in
Yes.
mind that will automate all of that?
No, it's already done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already automated.
Wow. Okay. I want to talk about the rumors and the gossip that was flying around that I heard from different sides, and I heard good things, I heard bad things. So what happened between you and Toast Finance?
I left the team and they threw a hissy fit. That's basically all that happened. I said nothing in public chat. In a chat between me and the two owners, I privately said I am leaving the team. I left the chat, and then the announcements from them started saying I was trying to attack the protocol. I coordinated a sell-off, but I just left the team. And there's a video on my YouTube channel if you want to watch. I explain it better. But
Okay.
I just left the team because I no longer trusted the two developers, which turned out to be a smart move, considering the way they acted and the way the protocol went once I left.
What way did the protocol go after you left?
It completely rugged. It completely crashed.
Rugged is a strong word, so it legit rugged?
Every single, I mean, I didn't pay attention to it after I left, but within I think 20 days or something, there's like no liquidity to sell or less. So I don't know. It was doing great when I left it.
Do you know if there was any blockchain proof that
No.
a rugging happened?
I didn't look.
Okay.
I didn't look.
And I am not familiar with the situation, so I can't comment on it. But if anybody listening, looked through the blockchain and found proof during that time, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to learn more about this stuff and learn the history
I'd
of
like
the
to
little
know.
circle.
Yeah, I'd like to know exactly what happened with the funds of Toast after I left.
Okay. So
and while I was there.
Potentially, I mean, what was did you hear, like, through the grapevine or community members, why the project died after you left? Was it a sell-off from the community? Did the team dump tokens, or did they pull liquidity, like LP, straight out of it?
I don't know. No, I didn't hear anybody say anything about that. I know everybody sold. Pretty much everyone sold when I left.
So people lost confidence and trust then.
Right. I tried to leave quietly so it didn't cause panic, and then they caused the panic by making announcements in public, saying that I'm attacking and orchestrating a sell-off.
Yeah, why would that sounds like fudding their own bag, assuming like I wasn't there, but like that what you just explained sounds like they fudded their bags.
They deleted their Twitter and deleted the docs. And made an announcement.
I would bail instantly.
I did. They made an announcement that said that I deleted the Twitter and the docs.
And did you?
No. No.
Okay.
No. And how do you delete a Twitter? You can't. You can deactivate it, but you can't delete it.
Did you have access to both of those things?
I had access to both of those things, yes.
Who else did?
Both of them.
Okay. So it's he said versus he said kind of scenario, right? And you're claiming you did not delete those things. They're trying to accuse you of deleting those things.
Right.
And then as soon as
they accused me of one of the announcements said trying to access treasury funds. They said I tried to access treasury funds.
Interesting. So, was there a multi-sig?
I wasn't. I never had access to Treasury.
Okay.
I don't know. They never kept me in the loop about that sort of thing.
What role?
I didn't have
What
access to
role did you?
anything.
What role were you? Did you hold there?
I was the face of the project. I was the guy that made all the announcements. I did too much.
Yeah.
It was too time consuming. They weren't paying me at all, really, like really disrespectful amount. So I just quietly left.
Yeah.
And then I think they, I don't know. I don't want to say anything that I can't prove,
Yeah.
but they definitely used me as an excuse for letting go of the project and letting it fall.
Right. And if a project's Twitter and white paper disappears, I am bailing on that project.
Everyone's going to get out.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
sketchy.
yeah. So they self-sabotaged because I left, and I probably still do have the nasty DMs they sent me, calling me all sorts of names. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. I had to just walk away from my computer for like a whole week before I logged back on because it was just all nasty DMs.
Yes.
And then I made that video. So if anyone wants to know a little bit more about it, just watch that video on my channel.
So I'll pull that up just so people know your channel and everything. By the way, go subscribe if you haven't already to @Lodge Capital on YouTube. So youtube.com/@Lodge Capital. And the second to last video you posted is called Why I Quit Toast Finance. Crypto Fails, Do Your Own Research. And it's a 30-minute video about, and he goes, and he, like he said, he explains it in that video. I have not watched it yet. I maybe watched a few a minute or two of it, but if you want to learn more, check that out.
It looks like I do show some of the nasty conversations in there.
Oh. Yikes. Well, I heard from community members that I'm friends with that were in Toast, and they said they told me they were there the whole time, they watched everything happen, and they don't think that you did it. So I've got people that I know telling me you didn't do that. You're telling me you didn't have anything to do with that you just left and they went nuclear, kind of. That's what I've heard.
Went nuclear is the word, yeah.
I do not know these people, I've never really learned anything about Toast, so I apologize if I'm in.
Yeah, they threw a fit when I left. It was crazy.
Well, I am totally objective on the situation. I know nothing about it. I have no stake there at all. So if you want to learn more about that DeFi drama, reach out to Lodge, check out his YouTube video about it, if that is something that you're concerned about. So who developed your smart contracts?
Flacano is our Solidity developer at the moment. Okay. He will be, I mean, forever. He's on long term. We've got another Solidity developer who is being tested. We give everyone a test, and if they accomplish the test within the amount of time we give them, they're hired. So we will have another Solidity developer soon, and UI developer soon, you know, but I'm only looking to hire the best. So we give them high quality tasks in 12 hours to get it done, you know, and if they can't do that, then we don't want them.
Okay. Now, are those smart contracts audited, or will they be audited? And if so, by whom?
We'll likely get them audited. I think Truth Seekers does that.
Interesting. Is it going to be open source or closed source?
We're going to open all the source maybe after a year, but not right away.
Got it.
Some contracts will be open source. Well, a lot of the, you know, it'll be on chain, but we won't release all the contracts and all of the internal documentation that went behind the building of the lodge until a good year after we
Okay.
release.
So
Just
the contracts
because
will
we
be
use
unverified
proprietary
and
methods.
right. And that's okay. I see a lot of projects doing that, and it's just like in a software company, you don't release your source code to the whole world, otherwise you go out of business pretty quick. If you want to remain competitive.
No, but we do want to
you
open
know.
the source once we're well established.
Yeah.
So that because we're in DeFi and I believe in crypto and I want people to take the lodge and make a better version.
Right.
I'd love to see that happen.
And that'll allow you to secure the first mover advantage for that first year, and then you're established, like you said. So all the new ones coming out wouldn't have a history or track record, and that would give you an advantage at that point, even with it open source. So that makes sense. And so just to let everybody know, that would probably mean the contracts would be, unverified. You wouldn't be able to see the source code in the Solidity contracts and all of that.
Now contracts will be verified.
They will be verified. Okay. So, now who else is on the core team, and what countries is everyone from for Lodge Capital?
Well, I don't ask full vetting from my team. I do ask for regular video meetings. We got Flacano, he's a Solidity developer. We got Nihilism, he's a community manager. And myself. And we got Mr. Voss, he's a moderator. Not sure what country they're from really matters.
Okay. Quick update about the KYC situation with Lodge Capital. Faclano is going to be KYC'd by Obsidian Group. Faclano is their developer who has access to the code, and he will be KYC'd by Obsidian. Lodge Capital, the protocol, will be an official Obsidian partner. This is just what I heard recently from Lodge himself. Now, Lodge is also a fully doxed individual. You can find all of his information online very quickly if you want to. He's been doxed for a long time as a YouTuber in the space. And now Faclano, the dev, he will be KYC'd by Obsidian. And furthermore, Lodge will be getting KYC'd himself by Obsidian after the next round of pre-sale, where they will have raised enough money to do a second KYC with Obsidian for Lodge himself, even though he is fully doxed. So that's the update. Thanks. Do you have multi-sigs or time locks on any of your smart contracts or accounts/wallets?
Not yet.
Okay.
We're not there yet. Yes.
If you did,
we'll actually
be...
get somebody from outside the community, owner of another protocol, someone trusted in the DeFi community as a signatory on the multi-sig.
Okay, gotcha. So you will have multi-sigs on the treasury, you said?
Yes.
Okay, and yes. Also, are any of these smart contracts manual? And if so, would you put the multi-sig on those as well if you needed to withdraw funds from those contracts or do anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything that has user funds that is open for one person to override and take anything, we'll definitely have multi-sig, so nothing can happen to those funds. We'll do everything we can to protect user funds.
And I would also recommend that, say, multi-sig, to own the contracts that might have dynamic variables that you can change,
yes.
The tax goes to this wallet address, and if somebody has control, they could send it to their address,
right.
Hijack it and do stuff like that. So
no, we're well aware, and
cool. All right. Would your project be able to survive this bear market if it continued for another year or two?
I think the Beehive would do just fine in the bear market or any market. Dues may not go up, but you will get rewarded by staying in your lock. If the bear market continues for another year, I do see the Masonry and level holding peg, just because it's a great model and it has a good community around it. So I do see the protocol doing well, even if the bear market continues.
Okay, and everything's paired with BUSD too, so that's a good choice, I think, for a bear market, unless you're looking to endure some pain for a little bit to then try to get that upside. But I think pairing with a stablecoin, in my opinion, is a good idea. If you want to pair with like a speculative token, I think maybe wait till there is a trend reversal confirmation. Not financial advice, blah blah blah, but that's just my opinion on that. So, all right. Do you think? Oh yeah. Would your project be able to survive if you or one of your core team members left to go do something else, or God forbid they got hit by the proverbial beer truck?
Yeah, we'll definitely have contingency plan for that.
Okay, so you'd have like the
We'll have
wallet
backup
handoff.
Yeah, we'll have
in
a
place.
backup developer. We'll have we'll have a contingency plan in case a key developer.
What about you though? Like
falls
you seem to be like the leader here. That this whole project is kind of like centered around you. That's I got brought into this because people in my community like you. So do you think that's replaceable if you went to go work somewhere else or something?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't abandon the project.
Now, what if there's something beyond your control? Like I said, like the beer truck. Would the other team members, do you think, be able to rally together as like in a leadership position to keep carrying this thing along?
Yeah, I don't think I do that much as a leader. That can't be done by the next person in line.
Okay.
I'm just
being very
just-
modest.
Right.
You got quite the following. So, as a YouTuber myself, I get asked all the time by my community, like, when you start a project, you gotta start a project. Come on. So I know like what it's like. You probably got you got a lot of influence here over this community, because it's probably a lot of your supporters from your YouTube channel too.
It's actually a very small amount of people from my YouTube channel.
Really?
Yeah, it's mostly just people from the tomb space.
Okay. Speaking of which, do you plan on making content again for your YouTube channel?
Absolutely, yeah. Once my work is, once the painstaking work of the lodge is over, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm always going to return to just covering the market.
Yeah, and it's a good thing for your project. You got a massive platform. You've got the skills and experience. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and it will be a revenue stream, not ads, but there will be, I can't disclose right now, but there will be, if you subscribe to the memberships on the YouTube channel, there's perks in the protocol for you.
YouTube membership dues.
Yep, revenue stream.
Yeah, no, I agree. I have the same thing. I have benefits for being a paying member of my YouTube channel for those watching. If you want to get into my private Discord members only section and so on. Anyway, I'm not going to plug my stuff while we're doing a video about you. So, with that being said, what do you think is the biggest risk to participants in your project?
Everything going to zero. Everything just going to shit. It can happen.
I love your blunt answer there. That's good. That's very, very frank. it could happen to any project. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could absolutely happen to any project. So you think that community sentiment or anything could happen because it's DeFi?
Yeah, just because any crypto can go to zero. That's the biggest risk in DeFi.
All right. Now, where do you see your project in 6 months to a year?
Doing very well. Doing very well. Hopefully making a lot of people money, and hopefully with a lot of different Beehive stakes and a lot of analytics for us to look at, so we can further enhance the protocol, because analytics are going to be an important factor in how we adjust the protocol over the first 6 months to a year of its life before we start to renounce contracts so they can't be changed anymore. We want to make sure that we're not going to renounce them right away. We want to make sure everything's working great before we renounce certain things.
So in 6 months to a year, you think you're hoping things are going to be going good. You're going to have good analytics gathered at that point, and you'll be looking to renounce contracts around then, assuming everything's going well. Now, where do you see this project in 3 to 5 years?
Hopefully with big league games in the Wildroom, of just hopefully our game is that good that and addicting, and just takes so much skill that people love it, build squads, name their squads, the killers, the rockets, and they have squad duels, and hopefully like a league ladder, like hopefully the GameFi aspect is booming. That's what I hope. And the Beehive, I hope, is like a Hex, just as successful, if not more successful than Hex. I don't know. I don't think it can be more successful than Hex because it's massive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see us being big years from now.
Okay. So you think the Beehive will still be chugging along, hopefully as big, if not bigger than Hex, and then and then you think the first-person shooter game, which you'll be developing and maintaining, will be popular and have a large user base by then. What about the Masonry? Where will that be in 3 to 5 years, do you think?
That'll tie into the Beehive once emissions end in 300 days after launch.
And have you announced the plan for what that entails?
No.
So that's a secret. All right. I thought that was a secret. Okay.
That is a secret, yeah.
All right. So we covered a lot of stuff. With everything we talked about, what do you think is the best strategy for participants to use in the overall project with everything we just talked about?
I would get dues in the first pre-sale because it's going to be the cheapest. The second pre-sale is going to be quite a bit more expensive, and the third pre-sale is going to be quite a bit more expensive. So I would get dues in the first pre-sale, and I would then just put all those dues in the Beehive for I would say keep a 3-month lock, just to test the water out, and just see how many people exit their stakes in those 30 days. It's going to be a lot. Statistically 70% of people break their stakes. So all of that reward is going to go to you. So you'll have your first exit with your BUSD, more dues than you started with. And dues will, given the circulating supply and the demand I see for it and the lockup of it, I see the price appreciating a lot within those 3 months. So I say give it a 3-month stake test. And by then, if and take your lodge along the way every 12 hours and either sell it or stick it in the masonry. And that's how I would play it if I were just the average person.
I see. So your strategy would be, just to reiterate, so I understand this correctly, would be to buy the dues in the upcoming pre-sale. Is this pre-sale number 1 for dues or number 2?
Number 1. There was a seed round for initial development. This is going to be the official pre-sale, number 1.
Okay, so you recommend getting in on pre-sale number 1 because pre-sale number 2 and number 3 are going to cost incrementally more, and
yes,
then at public launch it's going to be even more than that.
Public launch will be the same price as pre-sale number 3. The advantage of buying dues in pre-sale number 3 is not paying the buy tax.
I'm so interested in how this is going to play out in the once it's all released. Like, there's so many aspects to this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I thought
so many aspects.
I thought like a tomb fork was complicated. This is next level. So many moving parts. Like, I don't think anybody is going to be able to guess exactly how it's going to play out. We're all going to be surprised, I think.
Yeah, even me. I'll probably be surprised on how it plays out too.
I love DeFi. I love these projects, man. It's like I live for this stuff right now.
Yeah, great. And I wasn't going to make a boring protocol. So
is it, are you amazed that I'm putting it all together and getting it?
Yeah.
You're explaining it well. And so I appreciate you like, we're 2 hours into this thing and we've really scratched the surface on like the strategies. And I'm sure you and the team have talked through these things for endless hours at this point.
Yeah, there's a lot I can't say and didn't say just because I don't want, because they're, some of the key factors that I don't want other protocols to front run us on. Because like I said, launch won't be for about a little less than 2 months.
Yeah.
If all goes well, if there's no big setback.
Do you have any news or dates that you want to share with the audience?
The official pre-sale round 1 for dues and level. Dues is the token that you lock in the Beehive, and level is the peg token for the masonry, the tomb portion of the lodge. That pre-sale with a very limited supply. We're not selling a lot of them in round 1. That'll be a couple of days after this airs. So
really,
look out for that. Yeah, and just go to discord.gg/lodge capital.
So any other big plans over the next couple months or years that you want the audience to know about?
No, just the pre-sales. I encourage you guys to, at least try it out. Can't hurt.
All right. So when do you think you'll be launching the first pre-sale?
A few days after this airs.
Okay. Well, I will try to have this ready as quick as possible. I'm gonna get, it's like 3 to 4 hour long AMA.
Yeah, pre-sale's ready. We just kind of been waiting.
Well, it's gonna take me forever to edit this video and go through it and make sure everything's nice. So I'll try to get this out in the next day or two.
All right, you got it's on YaBonks. If you're waiting for pre-sale.
No,
it's his fault. It's taken a couple more days.
It's okay. I'll take the heat on this one. I did not. I thought this would take an hour and a half. I didn't realize there was so much to cover here that it would take us 3.5 hours. This is wild, man. Well, this is a very interesting project you've put together, Lodge. Any other closing words or anything you want to leave me or the audience with today?
just join discord.gg/lodge capital. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The pudding is the community. And read the docs. Check up on the docs every couple of days because we do update them a lot. Stay up to date with the announcements. And that's about it. That's about it. Keep your eye out for the pre-sale announcement. We'll have a countdown on the website when we have a date.
Okay, good to know. I will share this on Twitter and my Discord server and my Telegram server. If you guys aren't in those, the links will be in the description. And make sure to like the video and leave a comment. Let me know if you got any thoughts about this or any insight into the toast drama or anything that we mentioned earlier. But yeah, like the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and share this with your friends. Lodge, thank you so much for taking so much time to put this together with me. And audience, thank you so much. If you stuck around for the whole thing and you're here in this part, you're a champ. Let me know if you have any questions. My DMs are always open. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Lodge, and I will see you all next time. Bye.